What's going on, Geminites? Man, this one has been a long time coming. This is the custom Agent Venom quarter scale statue that has a special place in my heart. So stay tuned, we'll unbox it and review it and talk about why this is a piece I will never sell. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and unbox this piece. We'll take a good look at the pieces individually as I pull them out. Alright, so being that this is a custom, we have no art box, just the layers of styrofoam here. So let's peel them back and see what we got. Try to make Fee happy here and not make a huge mess with all the styrofoam. Alright, the first piece is a huge tentacle holding a weapon. Okay, some type of assault rifle. Humongous. See what this little piece is. This looks like a piece of the base. Yeah, manhole cover. Yep, so it's another tentacle that comes out of his back. This one's holding a handgun. I like how the tentacle even kind of looks like a hand. That's cool. Yeah, so just another tentacle with a handgun. Alright, this should be the last tentacle. This one's not holding a gun. It's just got the symbiote kind of leeching around there. Looks nice, though. Looks like a hand. Alright, something other than a tentacle. Let's do it. So this statue comes with two portraits. This is the Venom Out Portrait, where Flash has lost control of the symbiote, and he's turning into the monster Venom that we all know and love. Wow, that came out really good. I love the small little teeth. It kind of reminds me of like an Eric Larson Venom mouth. The tongue on the inside doesn't look the best. You can kind of see gaps in there. Alright, and here he is. That's the back and the front of Agent Venom. Alright, here's the second layer. Damn, this tape, yo. Could you kill y'all to use some painter's tape? So this is a part of the back wall of the base. It's got the American flag draped over the wall. Here we just have a beam, part of the base. Here's the main portrait, just the Agent Venom stealth sleek look. Got a nice matte, deep black finish. Very ninja-esque. Yep, here goes his left arm, holding a handgun. Well, I even like the pointed fingers, it looks cool. The gauntlet with the spikes looks cool. Kind of Spawn-esque, right? And the other hand, it's very similar. Got the handgun. Looks good. And finally, the last piece. Let's get this base out of here. So the base is kind of light, actually. Oh, look at this. Here's the bottom. Whew, man, I am out of breath. Alright, so as you can see, this base is huge, right? It's a huge base. You can see the bottom of it does say GemMint Collectibles on it, and it does say fuck Henry Stewart. And we'll talk about why it says that after we do the review. First, let's go ahead and get Venom assembled. Alright, let's see. Back sits snug like that. Venom himself keys in like so. Alright, we're moving along. Let's see, where does that beam go? Alright, let's go ahead and get this portrait on first. Alright, now he does have 3 tendrils coming out of his back. Let's see if we can figure out how that goes. Let's see here. That goes in there like that. All right. All right, easier than I thought. All right, and this sewer, this manhole cover goes right here. Dang. Okay. Alright guys, let's soak this piece in here. Now we got him all framed up right. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be. He's got a lot of presence. The tendrils definitely popping out help with that. The base is bigger than I thought. Let's talk a little bit about Agent Venom. So Agent Venom is Flash Thompson, who is Peter Parker's high school, I don't want to say friend, his bully, who ended up becoming a big fan of Spider-Man. Flash Thompson came back from a tour and he had both legs amputated below his knee, but he was a war hero and the U.S. government let him be a part of a program that are going to use symbiotes in battle and in missions. So the same symbiote that was once possessed by Peter Parker and Eddie Brock as Venom is sedated, and Flash was able to wear the symbiote for a 24-hour period while it was sedated and have full control of it. So that's why you see this Agent Venom look. He's very tactical, very military-like, and that's why his face looks like that. Now, what would happen is that, being the war hero that he was, if he was into some trouble, he wouldn't run home because his carriage was going to turn into a pumpkin. So he would push the limits. It would go over the 24 hours, and Venom would start to become, no longer sedated, and he would venom out, as they would call it. So the Venom symbiote would start getting some more control, and he would actually beast up like the Venom that we know. This statue just showcases him kind of like losing it and turning into Agent Venom. The Agent Venom run was written by Rick Remender. It's actually the Venom run that I started getting into when I got back into reading comics. That's what was going on in the comic shop at the time. So it always kind of holds a dear place in my heart because I loved it, and had I not loved it, maybe I wouldn't have stayed into reading comics. So that's a little history on Agent Venom. He since became Agent Anti-Venom, and now I think Flash Thompson is dead in the comics, and Eddie Brock has his symbiote again under the new Donny Cates run. Let's do a real quick review on this piece. I mean, it's not without its flaws. This is a prototype, something that I worked on as a nonprofit project, and I'll talk more about that later on. But you have a pretty large base. The base itself looks to be about 17 inches deep. The width is about 20 inches wide from this angle. Of course, the gun sticks out more. Like if you were to go from the gun to the back, it's like 27 inches. The height on this thing, it's about 21 inches to the top of that gun there. So a big piece for sure. Wide and deep. So he's on this gravel type base. You have a lot of dirt, bricks. You have some type of debris like metal rods or wiring and such. The paint job is not the best. It's okay. I mean, what much more could you really done with like dirt, you know? On the wall, the draped over flag I think is painted good and it's sculpted well. Onto Agent Venom. He has some cool weathering on his boot, so that's a nice touch. It kind of blends into the base a lot. I always like the sculpt. This was sculpted by Macon Andrade, and we'll talk more about that later. But the textures in the boots look good. I like the spikes around his knees and his shins and on his shoulders and his gauntlets there. He's got typical pouches on his belt and gun holsters. The symbiotes on his back, they do have seams there, although you're not going to really ever see his back, but, you know, they are there. The paint is a very basic paint job, kind of a flat black, matte black and white. The symbiote tendrils have a little bit of a different texture, and it's supposed to give it that illusion that it's like moving. But it's comic accurate. I mean, this is how he looks in the books. Very tactical. Got the kind of collar thing coming up here. The guns feel like they're palatable, so I don't know. And this doesn't really look as straight as I would like it to. But actually, after moving it a few times, it looks okay. He's got 4 handguns and an assault rifle. He's got this guy. He means business. I definitely like the Venomed Out head. I think that's what sold this. What sold me on this when I first ordered it. And the background history on this piece is that I was scammed on this piece, and many others were. The person who paid Macon to sculpt this was Henry Stewart. And Henry Stewart had like a company called Resin Mechanics, and then he changed it to Evolution Studios. And what happened, I really liked this sculpt. I was collecting a lot of Venoms at the time, and that Venomed Out portrait made me say, okay, I need to have this Venom in my collection. And I pre-ordered it from Henry. Now, at the time, he had already produced a Punisher statue that was sculpted by Franco Carlissimo. So I figured, okay, he's good enough to send a deposit. I sent him the deposit of like $200. It was a $700 piece total. And at the time, I was big on paying off my statues early, so I didn't have a bunch of money owed when they were ready to ship. So once I saw other people receiving their Punishers, I figured it was safe to send him the money, the remaining $500 or whatever, to make it $700, so that I had it paid in full. Then months go by. You know, we start hearing rumors from the factory with Punisher that he filed PayPal claims against the factory and he won and got all the money back. Then we heard from Franco that he didn't get paid properly how he was supposed to. And then Henry deleted his, well, he didn't delete his Facebook. He blocked everyone on Facebook. And anybody who asked him about any of the projects that they had paid in full for or put down deposits on, he would just block them. So after failed attempts of me trying to get my money back, one of the other people who were victims like myself got a hold of Macon to let him know what happened. And Macon volunteered to give us the files for both Agent Venom and the Spawn, which you've seen the custom that I've done. So they came to me, and me, you know, knowing some people, knowing some things, I was able to get a factory to produce this at cost. So that's why I put my logo on the bottom. What I did was we made a small run. I think there's only going to be about 25 of these. And we sold them to those who got scammed at cost. So being that there was no profit being made, whatever money they did lose with Henry, it's almost like a wash. It's almost like the same money that they owed and what they had to pay to get this made from the factory, if that makes sense. So no, Marvel, I'm not making this statue to make any money off of your IP. Not at all. This is just a community fan project to try to right the wrongs of this guy who scammed a bunch of people. So this is kind of full circle for me. I mean, I got the Spawn, but I never really was scammed off that. This is the one that I lost money on, so it was very nice to be able to still get it made and get it produced for myself and other people that got scammed out of money. And the best way that we could stick it to Henry Stewart, man. So that's the Spawn piece. That's the Venom piece. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but definitely holds a special place in my heart. I would never sell it. It's a prototype, just like I still have the Spawn and the other pieces. Make sure to drop me a like, drop me a comment, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more daily content, which includes custom statues, regular licensed pieces, comic book content, and more. So stay minty fresh. Peace.